Fellas, I have and I'm sure you have heard women say nothing like a well-groomed man. I have the solution to meet your hair grooming needs. Next Level 2 Barbershop with 2 locations in the upstate. 1559 Lawrence Road, Greenville, South Carolina, and 261 West Butler Road, Malden, South Carolina. With operating hours 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Ladies, I didn't forget about you either. On staff, beautician available at the Malden location, as well as a loctician to meet all your lock and braiding needs. Before you step out, step in to one of the 2 locations and take your grooming to the next level.
Real Fantasy Podcast.
You could say a little, or you could say a lot. Dreams are what you ask for, real is what you got. Take a few shots with a queen on a line, a rose in the middle, with love on the side. It's all a vibe tonight. It's all a vibe tonight. Make sure you tune in tonight.
Real Fantasy Podcast.
Yo, it's your girl Victoria Rosa, and I got my co-host
Chantel Wilkins, also known as the Tax Queen.
Yes, the Tax Queen. And tonight we're going to be talking about Yo Shit, My Shit, and I Shit on I Say Podcast Network. So let's get into it. So tonight we're going to be talking about just I'm tired of spending money. That's what we're talking about tonight. I'm just tired of spending money. So we're gonna get into inflation, like the way prices are just rising and rising and rising. You got to think. I don't even know if we even consider it as a middle class. So we consider it as middle class?
Not anymore. I don't think we.
So we're a lower class. We're a lower class. So this inflation that's been going on, how long for? About not a couple of years actually, but just dramatically
really
hit us.
Yeah, the last 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Especially with the gas prices
Oh
increasing.
my gosh.
Yes.
This inflation, and I want to ask you too, because how does it personally affect you, like the inflations?
I mean, a lot with the gas prices fluctuating. I mean, my little car, it used to take $40 to fill it up, and now it's taking $80 to fill it up. And then having that with, like kids and having to buy groceries and still having to pay bills, and now I have this extra that I have to put into my car to be able to get to where I need to go and where my kids need to go. So the struggle is real right now.
Absolutely. I get upset because the simple fact is, I like to put premium in my car. It's my little sedan, like it lasts. But now, like, hell no, I'm dropping back down to, the minimum, and I'm still paying $40, and it takes $43 to fill up my tank. Now it takes $80, $86.
Yeah.
And logically, that really doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me.
That's my bar money. I go have me a drink.
That y'all tapping into my wine money. You hear me? So I wanted to say, like in South Carolina, because minimum wage is like $7.25, and we haven't increased. And I could say some jobs are offering $11, but
that's still not
we
enough.
still have people that's offering $8. We're not going to pay you more than this. And the fact it is, y'all talking about gas prices is up to $4.78. You have to drive to get to work. In South Carolina, especially Greenville, you cannot walk anywhere. So you filling your tank up 2, 3, 4 times a month. And then think about it. If you were really getting paid $7.25.
There's no way you're going to make that. There's no way. There's just no way you're going to be able to make ends meet.
No way. And then on top of that, taxes.
Right.
I just told them, I said, hey, exempt me. I'm not doing this. I'm not playing with y'all right now. Go ahead and take it off. I can't do it. I can't. And then rent going up from increasing $200 to $300.
Yeah.
Like,
that's not expected. A lot of people don't have a lot of liquid money to kind of to be able to make ends meet. So
right, and the average they say 60% of Americans don't even have $2,000 in savings.
Nope.
So how are you supposed to even progress on or have this stash in or be able to survive when you don't even have savings because you can't save up because everything is just fluctuating up. 12 gallons of gas, man. To fill up your tank one time, and if it's at the rate of $4.78, that's $60 basically. $60, and how are you gonna do this? Oh damn, I gotta put $60 in my tank. Oh no, I can't put $60 in my tank because
now you got an extra bill. You gotta pay extra $200 on your rent.
What is really going on? And I really have to say we have to thank Joe Biden for this. And I talked about this last season. I cannot stand Joe Biden. I can't stand Joe Biden. And you know, he intentionally shut down the pipelines, saying that he wasn't going to fund it. For this, I felt like he wanted the economy to fall. And it can't happen overnight, but I feel like he played a major part in that. And then on top of that, the inflation with food. Now the truck drivers have to pay extra money for gas, so they holding this because we got to get paid for the gas. Now it becomes a food shortage because the truck drivers are not going to leave unless they have the gas money to deliver this. And now we can't get our food. Now the prices of food is going up. Like, make some sense of this.
But see, the only people that are suffering is the lower class. You know, we're the ones suffering because we can't get the things that we need to be able to survive.
Exactly. And that goes to how does it indirectly affect us down the chain. Like, we all know that inflation keeps the rich richer, and eventually the middle class is just going to drop off to the lower class, where it's going to be such a big gap in between the rich and the lower class, where we ain't going to be able to survive anything. The middle class will no longer be able to afford housing.
Yeah, I mean, the market rate has already gone up to 6.28% which is increased 50% from the last 6 months. So I mean, like, it's ridiculous. How
can you basically afford something like that? I know, like, in the housing market, a house that was $250,000 is now going for $400,000.
Oh yeah, it's double. Yep, $400,000. 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, maybe in Greenville. Almost $500,000 to be able to live here and sustain, let alone being able to make ends meet with.
And then if you having all these people moving from California, moving from New Jersey, moving from, I mean, they already have everything, their income set, they retire and they have the money. But the minimum wage here is not even going up for us to even afford to match it. So people that's natives of Greenville is getting pushed out to communities where you don't want to be, and all the communities that we were raised up in is now what you call it, gentrified, and we can't stay there.
Right.
Like, I know a scenario in West Greenville where a guy, his family owned the property, and it was a lady. She owned the property for a very long time, and they wanted to buy. This was 4 years ago. They were offering $150,000 for the house. And at that time, she owned the land and she owned the property. She was like, I don't want to sell. This is not something I want to do. They put it where she was basically forced to move out and went back from taxes that was owed years and years ago, and made her sell her property. Well, they were raised generations and generations on this property. It just don't make sense to me logically. Like, that just hurt my soul.
Yeah, they're going to find any and everything that they can do to make you lose that property. If you don't want to willingly give it up, they're going to make you give it up. Yep. So,
that was just like our strip club bucks, We used to have a little ball up in bucks, all the strippers, they was doing some stuff they ain't supposed to be doing, but they was. But Prisma came down here. We always been Greenville, what was it, Greenville Hospital?
Greenville Memorial.
Prisma bought everything out, so... With that being the strip club, Bucks, what was it called before? What was it called before? I can't remember, but they had been trying to knock these people out of this building for so long.
Oh, Platinum Plus.
Platinum Plus, yeah. So now they're like, okay, the building is just sitting there. Yeah. And you know what's happening next? Because Prisma came and bought up all this land and got these dots out. I'm about to knock that thing down, and we can't even see our little, our little hoochie mamas a little bit. We'll get loose a little bit. We can't even see that now because, again, the rich is coming down here and buying all this land, making the market price go up where it's no longer our home. It's just like we farm to our own land. That's just yeah. And that goes into recession. Like, we are going to be in one of the, I guess as my adulthood, I look into stuff like this in the recession that's going to hit. How is it going to affect me and my children? Like, I was looking forward to, I was getting my credit right, and I was ready to buy a house at the end of this year. There's no way that I'm going to be able to buy a house at the end of this year. Well, I ain't going to say no way because, he come in and swung through and let me see it. But it's harder for me to go and get this house because the corporations have came in and bought them. Y'all have came here and market the prices up so high where we can't afford it.
Yeah.
And U.S. even with the recession that we're getting ready to have, the total credit equal to the total debt. That's one person loan is one person debt. The U.S. is in $90 trillion worth of debt because these companies want to become richer. They're not looking at the humanity of United States. It's just like, let me get what I can get, and I don't give a damn about anybody here.
Right.
And how could you, morally, how could you be like that?
Because they only care about themselves. They don't care about what we have going on down here. It's either you make it or you don't. So,
and the survivors are fittest. So, Uganda? I think it's Uganda. Uganda just found a fucking gold mine. They found gold worth $12 trillion or more.
Oh, wow.
And you already know what United States
they're about to tax you for real, for one.
First of all, they got, Uganda, natural resources and gold, and they found this. Do you think that we're going to eventually go over there and just be like, yo, fool, give me your money? Because we bullies. We're the big bullies of the South. United States is the real big bullies of the South. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to go. Should we move to Uganda? Should we go to Africa? You know what I'm saying? Should we go back to motherland, take your head? You know what I'm saying? Should we be over there taking what's going on here in the United States? Because the income is $24 trillion, which means that the gross to domestic products, we are spending more than what we're producing because of we purchasing things from China, purchasing things from Mexico, and charging the amount as if it was produced in the United States.
Double taxing, yeah.
And now we don't even have any money to even lend out. And that goes up like the rich people. I'm going to buy this up and make sure that we're going to have our money. I'm going to start selling bonds to make sure I have my money. I'm going to do this. And that leaves us where?
With nothing.
America, you got to do better. You got to do better. We really got to do better. We absolutely have to figure out something. And with that being said, I need you to tell me how I can build my business, how the next person can build their business. What are some marketing tips or any business tips that you can give us so we can go ahead and have this kind of sorted out?
Okay. Yeah, so I have like 4 tips that I can give you. And they had, according to a study on NetSuite, the studies show that basically like what a recession is, it's a significant decline in the economic activity that's spread across the economy lasting that can, last a few months. Normally about 6 to 18 months is how long a normal recession is going to last. But some of the tips that you guys can make sure you're doing is, create a cash flow plan and making sure that's in place, making sure that your cash flow is staying in good health. And also running, and also just to kind of let you guys know that running a cash flow is pretty much a top concern in a lot of small businesses, because if your cash flow is depleted, then you can't run your business and the doors are closed.
So with that being said, too, with the economy going into the direction that they predict, how are we supposed to upkeep the cash flow with competitions with corporations that have millions and millions and millions of dollars? How are we supposed, the mom and pop stores supposed to compete with that, and how are we supposed to be able to keep the cash flow?
So basically, you just have to kind of keep doing what you guys have been doing in the past, even like with marketing, consistently marketing your business, because even though people might not be liking your posts on social media or, you know, on anything that you're posting your content on, they're still seeing it. So staying consistent with your marketing, and then paying attention to how your business finances are doing. So tracking the expenses, what are you spending out? Like, what expenses can you cut out so that you're not constantly spending so much money out on a daily basis. So just, you know, watching things like that.
So with a business, what are the necessities that you need to have, and what are some of the few things that you can cut out?
So it kind of depends on what you're doing. So like if you have like a Netflix that you really don't need in your business, you can cut that bill out, you know. It's going to save you a couple of dollars, but over time it saves you hundreds of dollars. You just got to see like what's necessary and what do you absolutely need to keep your business operational, and anything else needs to be cut out for now.
So I know with a lot of small business, we underprice ourselves. We not
Absolutely.
Putting ourselves as full value. And with that being said, how could we do that full face? Like, I know my value, I know my worth, but also attract the people that we're trying to get in here to make the money.
Right, yeah, because, you know, not all money is good money. So you don't need to get, you know, on board every client. But, you know, just having confidence, because that's one, and understanding how much you're worth. So basically, like if I'm going to tell you my price, that's my price, and that's my value. That's what I feel that I'm worth with all of my study and my education that you did not have to do. So, you know, with me being in accounting and someone comes to me and you have to do, you know, they want a financial statement in just a couple of days. So that's me taking my time and my expertise. So if I'm going to quote you $500 because that's my time, my expertise, because that's something that you didn't have to do, and now I'm going to produce this in less than 24 hours. Yeah. You know, and so sometimes you just got to give them that price, and if they don't like it, you just got to sit there and be quiet. That awkward silence gets everyone. You know what I'm saying? And then they're going to ask you, you know, say, and if they don't like your prices, then that's not your client. They need to go on to the next person, because at the end of the day, if you're charging the $500 and that's your price and they don't like it, that's not a good client anyways. They're going to complain. They're going to be gripey. It's going to be a problem with everything that's completely unnecessary. So just save the headache and keep it pushing. Like,
absolutely. Go on and get out of my way. Mm-hmm. Move on to the next. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I know there was a couple of things like how to build for recession. I know that credit is big in small businesses, because we need that credit to be backed up by. And again, it goes to how are we going to move forward with the credit? What should we do to keep this credit or to increase it before the recession actually kick in, where we can't increase it?
So, like, during times like this, that's why a lot of, I tell my clients, you know, to make sure that they do have business credit, and if they don't, to start building it, because you never know when times like this is going to happen. So, like, having business credit or applying for those vendors, you know, or now is the time to start, you know, to try to increase your credit limit so that you'll have capital, so that if you need anything, you have it, you know, on standby.
Okay, yeah, so... yeah, we got to increase that capital. We need to figure that out, because I need some coins, you know. Get these grants that they actually offering, or
yes, grants are good. Yeah,
and the credits that is given to us. We just not actually physically going out there to get it when they are available. So,
but you know, if you want these grants, you have to have a business plan, and some free gems is the SBA.gov has a free business plan template that you can download in a Word document to kind of get you started. It's the SBA.gov, and it's under business plan. So under small businesses, they have like a little section, and you can sit there and kind of educate yourself, and that's investing in yourself and into your business. And it's a Word document. You download it, and you kind of just fill in the blanks with your business plan, so you won't have to start, from scratch. And a lot of, people, we just don't know. So the SBA, they do have that guidance there for you to get started with it. So
SBA, here I come, baby. yes. So I can say this. A lot of people are trying to start a business. Mm-hmm. What's a good startup plan for them? Like to actually get financed before they actually get their LLCs or their corporations or all that for a small business. What is a good plan? I know you said write down a business plan, but what else behind that?
Well, I mean, like once you have your business plan, then you'll be able to figure out like exactly how much money you need. Because if you're going to go to a bank to get a startup loan, which there's plenty of banks out here to get the startup loans, but you have to have a plan because if you don't have that, they're going to be like, okay, well, how am I going to be sure I'm going to get my money back if I loan this to you, and you don't have a plan. So I know that from the top of my head, I want to say like the Navy Federal, they have really good startup loans for startup businesses. And then we, I can't think of the name, the bank off the top of my head, but they do help a lot of startup businesses. So like if you have any type of invoices or money coming in, or planned money coming in, they'll be able to fund you based on what the funds that you have coming in. So you just got to have a plan. You got to.
When you do that, do you have to pitch it like they do on like Big Shark? Do you watch that TV show? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to get you on it. It's called Big Shark or something like that. Where they pitch their idea and they have like 4 people. It was like, oh, we're gonna give you this amount.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Is that how it usually go?
Well, with the bankers, I mean, with the underwriters, I mean, it kind of depends. So basically, when a small business needs to be funded, we have to build a portfolio, and then we, as the commercial brokers, like we would pitch that to the underwriters. And if the client is eligible, then that's the underwriter would go to. Like we'll be able to choose, the best options for them, especially with the rates. So you want to make sure you're not getting yourself in a bigger bind. And having to pay, hundreds and thousands of dollars back when it's not necessary. So
what is a good interest rate? Because I know with credit business and or credit business credit lines and personal credit lines are completely different.
Yes.
So how do you get like a good credit line with your business?
So basically with banks, if you're trying to get funded, they're going to look at your paydex score. And you kind of have to generate that with, vendors. And you can get a gas card, which one is good is the Murphy's. I know that they'll give you at least a $2,000 credit line with nothing. No, not a good credit score. It can be low personal credit. But they also do it without a personal guarantee. So it's just solely your business and they just need your EIN number.
Okay.
Like there's fees and stuff, but making sure you pay those every 30 days is so important because that's what's going to assist you with getting funded, solely for your business without the personal guarantee. But they do look at that. So
should you pay the minimum amount or pay a little bit more of the minimum, or should you pay it off?
So it depends on what your limit is. So if you're going to get a $2,000 limit, I wouldn't recommend spending anything over, $500.
Okay.
And then just paying that minimum because after the 90-day mark, it's now generating and reporting to those credit bureaus and then generating that paydex score that you're going to need that for the businesses to pull and review.
Yes. Where's Murphy's at in Greenville? Do we have a Murphy's out here?
It's like a Walmart. Like Walmart.
Ah.
Yeah.
Walmart, y'all full of shit too. But I might come on over there. What is it? Sam's Club.
Yes,
the Sam's Club. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I want to talk about this because my government has literally upset me for the last how long Joe Biden been in the office? For a while, for a while. It's just like now we getting into the Fourth Amendment, and I feel like all the amendments is getting ready to be taken away month by month by month. The Fourth Amendment, the Supreme Court had just ruled that border control can come in your house, assault you, seize and arrest you without any probable cause if you live within a 100-mile radius within a border. That's almost 60% of our population. That's completely around the United States. This is crazy to me.
Come in my house if you want to. It's going to be a fight for real.
And Greenville is not within those 100 miles, but it's zero support by the federal government because it's just like now they basically you're not citizens anymore. You don't have those rights. And the Fourth Amendment rights is the people are able to secure their person, house, or papers and effects against unreasonable searches, seizures shall not be violated with no warrant shall be issued. And now they're allowing around the whole United States, 100 miles within the border, for them to go in and seize and take whatever they want and arrest you without any probable cause.
That's ridiculous. Take it away, your human rights. Like, you have, I mean, like, what can you do?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Us as my generation, what do we need to do? Like, what do we have to do to prevent things like this? We don't even hear these cases. Right. Or you giving away our rights to the World Health Organization, or you taking our Fourth Amendment away, which they're trying to say is not taken away, but it is taken away. Mm-hmm. You coming in my house, I can't protect my home because border control. You gave it to border control. What are y'all trying to do? Are y'all coming in like this and just making it smaller and smaller and smaller where we have no rights? Have you sold our country off to someone else? Mm-hmm. What do we do?
Right.
Like,
they don't tell us nothing.
Man, I knew we should have kept Trump in the motherfucking office. You know what I'm saying?
Lord, not Trump.
Yes. We were making money when Trump was here. Because you got to think.
He's caused a lot of problems.
He really hasn't.
With his
mouth.
Remarks. Yes.
I mean, like.
If you're representing a state, you know what I'm saying? I expect you to act very mature about the situations, you know.
But it's freedom of speech.
I mean, I understand that, but good gracious, I mean.
If you representing us, you should talk with intelligent.
I mean, you could, I guess, be yourself, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be scripted, but still, like, it's just some things that just should not have been said.
And I agree with that, with the position that you have, exactly. But in the same sense, you got to think, United States is a corporation. We are a business of all.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he's a businessman. So who is the right person to run it? We were sitting here like
the people. I mean, they just are representing us.
We the people. They're representing us, but they're not even allowing us to participate in things that's affecting us as with our human rights. It's just beyond me. It's just, I guess, getting more into politics or seeing more of what we see because I have kids. It highly upsets me. And, like, moving forward, who are we going to choose next? I don't trust nobody. But they say you need to choose the lesser evil. Biden was not the one for me. Biden was not the one for me. Even when it comes down to these mass shootings, what have he done to help with the mass shootings?
I haven't seen anything.
He hasn't done anything. And, again, I'm not for gun control. I feel like we should have the right to bear arms. But in the same sense, a person should not be able to get military grade arms to come into these schools and actually murder kids.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are they getting into the schools to go down the hallway to get into a classroom, like past the admin, the secretary? Like, what is happening? Like, I don't. I
have to think, is this propaganda?
It's something like just something doesn't make sense. And then for this to constantly happen, like, it's a wrap for my kids. Like, my kids are being homeschooled. I just can't even trust the fact that, you know what I'm saying, this just happened just too many, like, a couple times, okay, now we know what needs to be done. But this has happened way too much. Like, I don't.
So what do you recommend for, like me? I can't homeschool my kids because I have to work.
Right.
Because I am a single mother, so, I don't work from home. So what could you do from that? Like, do they have homeschooling where if I get off work and I can do this for 5 hours, do they have stuff like that available?
I mean, that is a good question. I'm not really for sure about, like, the night, but I know, like, as far as homeschooling, like, they do, it's completely virtual, so, and it's still, like, they're still able to interact as if they're in the schools. But, I mean, if you are working that, and then you're not able to homeschool your kids. I mean, I just think that, by now, like, we should have already had something in place to be able to prevent situations like this. And I don't understand why we have now gone several years, even from the Columbine years ago, and we're here 2022, and we've lost 19 more children. Yeah. And these are babies. So. Yeah.
Even with him, the guy from, I didn't get the amount of shooting from the guy from Texas, but the guy from Buffalo, he got sentenced today. And he got sentenced from 10 counts of hate crime resulting in the death, 3 counts of hate crime involving a bodily injury, attempt to kill, 10 counts of use of firearm to commit murder during a crime of violence, 3 counts of discharge firearm in relation to a crime of violence. And I can say over the United States, we're going to go from January. January, we had 41 mass shooting, right? 59 ending in death.
Mm-hmm. That's just crazy.
February, 43, 40 people ending in death. March, 52. It's just it's going up, as you can see, down to May, because we haven't got June yet. 67 and 87 died. 67 shootings and 87 died. 324 are wounded. Like, I feel like, United States produced the most mass murderers, serial killers, out of all states combined. Did you know that?
I wonder why we are producing that many. Like, what's
you want
going
me to get into it?
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean,
we gotta
think,
know.
who was Christopher Columbus? Supposedly discovered America. Why did he get kicked out from where he was? He was a rapist. He was a criminal. He killed. So all the people that the other countries didn't want, they sent to America. So if anything is, everything is embedded in your DNA. You're producing these. So as it go on, it's just the cycle what it is. That's why mass shootings, beating slavery, typically ended up on the Caucasian side. That is why. Simple as that. I don't know how to explain it, but just like they say, slavery and trauma, it can be shipped on through your DNA with your children or this through black people. It's the same concept. So that's why. And then we have too much stress, and our government is just tripping sometimes.
They put you on medication and then tell you to act real civilized on this, and then if you don't, you're gonna put you on something else, and it's gonna have this side effect, and then you got all this shit going on.
And like right now, you can't even decipher if it's real or if it's fake.
We don't know.
I need to know what's going on. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. Even that goes to what the what is Young Thug? Mm-hmm. He's accused with racketeering or something like that. Is that what he's accused with? Even with his situation, like you take a group of young rappers, right, and you get these influencers, I guess you could say, with these rappers, and they hit with this RICO case, and we're talking about a RICO case. A RICO case needs to be put against our fucking government. A RICO case, like, what is Racketeering Influence, a Corrupt Organization Act? Who started it? Who flooded the block with dope? Who started these gangs?
The government.
Exactly. And then you have these rappers that you have these people, younger generations looking up to, my kids' generations, and maybe people a couple of years younger than me looking up to these people, and then y'all give them all this, we rappers, we got all of this, and we finna show you, little black person, or we finna show you, and just snatch it. Stay in your place. That's what I see with it. You're going to have to stay in your place. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to allow you to do all this. And in Georgia, a person that's charged with a RICO case, and it can be, typically it's done on a federal level, but in Georgia it can be done on a state level. You can get 5 to 20 years. 5 to 20 years. And I think it was a point to prove, like, we have this lined up now. You see what we can do to your favorite rapper. Mm-hmm. Imagine what we can do to you.
Exactly.
Now they're about to set an example. Now they're about to take the lyrics from, and me and my boyfriend have this conversation all the time, and it bothers me because he don't even understand what I try to say. How are you allowed to take something that I creatively made? Like, it's like me producing a movie. Everything in that movie is something I imagined and brought it to life. Why are you allowed to take my lyrics and use that against me in a court case.
Right. And I thought that was wrong too. Like, I mean, because people, when they sing, like, if my husband is a music artist. Yeah. So, like, and I know that majority of this stuff hasn't always happened, but sometimes they do tell a story in their music. But it doesn't necessarily mean that this is happening. You know what I'm saying? They're just doing this because this is what the people want to hear.
It's my art.
It excites it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
how can you use something in my lyrics to say, oh, I'm going to punish you for saying this?
Right.
That goes under the Constitution of taking away my freedom of speech or my creativity as an artist or somebody to entertain. Right. And I'm not saying that, even though they portray, they started off like this. But, again, every artist have to continue to make what they were making, which continue to entertain to make money.
But I'm just wondering, like, why did they want to start doing this with this particular case? Because this has been going on for years.
No, and they've done it with a few more cases as well. But it's just recently started to happen. I guess maybe, and don't quote me on this, had to be maybe a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And they starting to use, we're going to use this in court cases. And now we figuring out how to, we're going to give you this money. We're going to give you this advance.
The setup.
And now, you want to wisen up? No, we're going to take that away from you. It's just, logically, this do not make sense to me. And I'm not saying that he don't need to be put away because, again, I don't know if he killed nobody or not, but in the same sense is you provided these people with whatever they were able to get access to. That comes to money, guns, all of this. You gave them this, and now that they're using it or doing whatever they're doing with it, you want to lock them up for it instead of going to the source or see what's the reason behind it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Young Thug, my guy, I know you have a petition going on to make sure that they do not use your lyrics in a court case. If that petition get to me, I will sign it quick in a hurry. I will sign it, and I will try to make sure that everyone surrounding me will sign that petition. Would you sign it?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because it's not right. I don't think that's right. Yeah.
Because if I come through and I'm like, shoot them up, bang, bang, gang, gang. You know what I'm saying?
She going to be shooting up.
Yes, that's just what I'm thinking about. You know, that's my alter ego saying, you know, it's a possibility that I could shoot them up, bang, bang, gang, gang. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you don't know. I'm a whole movie. My whole alter ego is a movie. You want to be intertwined in this movie? Come and join me. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I can't. There's a lot of things that go on that I don't understand, and maybe it's not for me to understand. And maybe it's like, girl, just let it go. Even with the LeBron case, he don't have no damn case. But what they're talking about, what's going on with him? Oh, LeBron, he's not a good man. Trying to turn this black man character because somebody said that he used to mess with him. Okay.
They're going to do any and everything to try to tear you down. Any type of couple that's together and you being successful, you're doing things, they're going to find some type of something to interject and try to, you know, cause problems. So.
If my boy, my boy now, if he was like, you know, he dated his wife from high school, and at the time the whatever he had going on with old girl was before they got married, maybe it was a phase where they had kind of broken up and then got back together. Don't sit here and call all black men don't cheat, and LeBron ain't one of them. LeBron do not cheat because that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? LeBron don't cheat. Black men don't cheat. I just want to throw it out there. My black men don't cheat. You guys don't cheat. Until I get mad at you, then I switch it up. Anywho's, you know, he had took his time to, you know, was dealing with that situation, and you never know what goes on behind closed doors, and everybody want to read what they saying on the outside instead of, like, mind your fucking business.
Right. They ain't got nothing else to do.
Mind your business. You don't know what you're talking about. Then you putting this stuff out in the open, trying to tarnish my name because I'm a billionaire now. LeBron, a billionaire now, and I done made it to this status, and I've been faithful to my wife, and then y'all gonna talk about something in 2003, baby.
Right, it's 2022.
I was just going to high school in 2003. I'm a grown woman with kids. Why are you talking about that right now? Talk about how we can fund our business and get these businesses going as a black community.
Absolutely.
Or as a whole community collectively, not just with black people, that people that understand are like-minded.
Right.
Don't be worrying about LeBron talking about LeBron cheating on his wife. Y'all don't lost your mind. Not my Bron. Not my Bron. So if you heard something like that, and you're married, if you heard something like that, and it was like, okay, your husband was messing with such and such and such and such, would that bring like issues between you two? Because right now they're not giving out the facts.
Right.
What they're giving out is,
well, they think they know.
they're giving out facts, but they're not giving out all the facts. So this was happened before you, and you just not finding this out. Would you be upset with him, or would you go and research whatever had going on?
I mean, what's the point of being upset? You can't fix the past. The fuck? Like, what am I going to go back there for? You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're fine. We happy. We on the same page. We're going to keep it pushing because at the end of the day, like I said, like, people are going to try to tear you down regardless. And you have to have that mental state with you and your partner. Y'all got to be on the same page to be able to push through this because that's just what, that's just human nature. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They see somebody happy. Oh, what you done did. You know what I'm saying? He might not be 100% faithful. Let me go see what I can find. You know, because they have nothing else to do. And it's just fucking sad. Like, find something.
Not my baby. Oh, he was just calling me yesterday, but he's calling you today. Since I know about it, is he going to continue calling you? I know that's sad. Well, listen, baby, you're not going to pull that with me. My man is my man. Oh, you think you're going to break us up so you can be happy with him?
It's not going to happen.
You tried it. We could try a different route home. I might be mad for 5 minutes, but you're not going to get him because that belonged to me. And again, you can't change the past because, all we can do is move forward. We can, and see, my relationship, I communicate so well. Like, we talk about every single thing. So if it's an issue before it becomes a problem, we talk about it.
And that's key.
Yeah, and I was just like, before I used to get so angry, I went from being timid to not giving not caring to, okay, I'm upset, I'm putting hands on you. To like, now I can talk about it.
Let's get an understanding. I'm not going to kill you now, but let's get on the same page.
Let's talk about it. We don't need to fight. I don't need to be angry. We don't need to do that. We just need to talk about it. And then if we can't move forward or come to a compromising place, then we need to let that situation go. But I'd be damned if I try to make a compromising place with a bitch outside. Hell no, ho. Stay where you at. And we gonna take care of whatever we got going on here. But with that being said, last week I told y'all we were gonna get back into sex talk with Icky Vicky.
The pinching, he got some to prove when he in it. Don't drown in the pool when you swimming. I hope you don't drown, baby, keep up. Cause when you put it down, I'ma keep up. And when you put it down, I'ma keep up. Bad bitch and I own it. Savage, no opponent. Cowgirl when I'm on it. I ain't got no opponent. Yeah, whatever. Heavyweight when I drop it. Little bitch and I'm cocky. Rambo like Rocky.
So we're going to talk about sex talk with Icky Vicky. This is one of my segments that we dropped last week. And this is going to be new to you. So don't blush because, listen, you got to stay open. You got to get into it. So sex talk, we're going to talk about sexual arousal. And sexual arousal is a feeling of being turned on. Your body experience physical and emotional change, especially when they're aiming towards the clitoris. They make you feel like a So it's a lot of things, and it doesn't have to be physical. It's a lot of things that can sexually turn you on. And what are some of the things that turn you on as a woman?
I mean, like I like the mental connection, because that is getting me, ready. Yeah. And then, like just, I guess being held or, touched, like caressed, so. Like
a little slight real, like,
Yeah, but with a little firmness, just a little bit.
Like, Is that more the feeling of security?
Yes,
like,
I think that's what it is. Like, you feel safe and secure. Like,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now he's about to take me in a whole nother space.
Come here, baby. Come here, boy. Get on the way. So they say it's 4 stages to climax, which first come desire, then arousal, then orgasm, and then a resolution, which is ding. You know, the finishing touch to everything. So main goal when you're actually having sex, and for me is, and it might not be for every woman, is I have to reach that climax. If I don't, I'm going to be moody. I'm going to be very upset. And then we're going to have to try it again because, like,
you gotta get here.
Yeah, this was the end goal. Like, don't finish before I finish, or let's work this out and feel the connection that we have amongst each other. We're gonna do this together.
So you just don't want to just do a little quickie. You gotta come.
No, every time has to have an end game. We have to have that resolution every single time, or it's just like I feel like it's a waste of time.
But what if it's more for him and not for you? So do you have to like reach that every single time? So like if he's about to go to work and you know he got to get drained before he go in the streets, so you gotta also meet yours.
Yeah, it's tag team. Tag, baby, you hit him. Yeah, I never thought about it like that. Which is like with me is if I don't want to, I'm not gonna do it. But I be wanting to. It never can. It's never been an issue yet.
Which it
could be. You're right. I need to
wait till you get married.
I might need to reconsider that. That's when. Okay, so I'm gonna change it up. Now that's if it's like full on, we in the mood, we get into it, then yes. Yeah. If it's like you need to get out, because what's the saying? You never let your man leave home hungry and his sack's full. So I'm gonna get you off right. With that being said, but if we intimate and we getting ready to do the do.
Of course, yeah. I'm gonna need for you to finish this stuff.
The end game has to come on, and then in a lot of times men don't know women bodies, and I guess not with marriage, right? You two kind of
you gotta. I mean, if you've been together for so long, you have to learn your wife's body. It's a good thing to do, because if you don't, it's gonna be a problem. I'm saying so,
because you're not gonna reach that. Right. You're like, oh my gosh, so
you're married, so get that together.
And I have to say this a lot. Just because it feel good to you doesn't mean it's gonna feel good to her. So if you don't, you should know your woman body. You should know like where the clitoris sit, what angle she like, if she like it from this way, if she like it. So at the end of the day, the clitoris is a spot that you want to hit to make sure that your woman is pleased at the end of the day. Absolutely. And if you're gonna pound, you need to pound with a purpose. You gotta pound with a purpose. The purpose is to stroke that clitoris. Listen, the clit, you have to stroke it. If you can stroke it and hit it every time, even if you pound it, just make sure that, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get her off, and then you're gonna go, man. Women like for you to make sure that you pound them with a purpose, and the purpose is to make sure she get that climax from that clitoris. You got to squeeze on them, make her feel like she want it. Like when you having intercourse, sex with your husband, with your significant other, that hold me. I'm more of I don't like it rough. I don't like it. But I will tolerate it. So if it's more of, if you're doing it, grab me, squeeze me, make me feel like.
There's a difference, because my husband and I had this conversation that don't motherfucking choke me or do that crazy stuff, because we might have some problems.
Well, see, me, I'm the completely opposite. No. Grab my neck.
No, don't you do that. We might be fighting.
But I had to give a one-on-one. It's a certain way that you have to do it. You can't do it like this. I don't know if because you can't do it like this. You have to slightly have the hand up and go up, where it's not choking you right here. Okay. So it's grabbing it. That's a whole nother topic. We're gonna get into how to choke her out without making her die. So that's what it is. It's not how they choke you. Wait a minute, it's how.
You gotta choke it the right way.
Yeah, you gotta have that angle where the hand is open up, where it's gonna get up here and not hold you. So you be like, you hit the back.
I can't breathe.
I can't do this.
Gotta work on that part.
Yes. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna have to figure out ways to be rough. And sometimes, like rough house is good, but in the main sense is it's not how rough you do it, it's how you do it. It's like you can be really rough as long as you're doing it gentle. And that's hard to explain.
Rough but gentle.
Rough but gentle. I'm not gonna
you gotta be at another level to understand that.
And we might get into that. I might have a little bit more tips for you guys when we come back next week. But I wanted to end it out. Is there anything that you wanted to say or let the people know where they can find your tax business, where,
So the website is rbafinancial.services, and you guys can follow me at Chantel Wilkins _ the Tax Queen across all social media platforms.
Absolutely. And it's your girl, Victoria Rosa. I do music. I got a lot little going on over here. And you're tuning into I Say Podcast Network. And this is Real Fantasy, Yo Shit, My Shit, Ah Shit. We talk about all the shit. If y'all have anything that y'all want to hear us talk about, email us at realfantasy1815@gmail.com. We'll touch up with some topics with that. You can hit us up on Real Fantasy on Instagram. It's Real Fantasy _ podcast _ right?
Yes.
Yes. You can find us on there. And again, you can also find us on I Say Podcast Network. If you have any questions, anything, hit us up. And listen, we are out this bitch.
Real fantasy. You could say a little, or you could say a lot. Dreams are what you ask for, real is what you got. Take a few shots with a queen on the line, a rose in the middle, with love on the side. It's all a vibe tonight. It's all a vibe tonight. Make sure you tune in tonight.